efficiency. Thank you for the hover fudge.
Yeah.
Shout out to the start in spring. And I don't think that we'll be seeing Ivern, even though on live, Ivern did get some compensation buffs. I don't think it's enough to bring him back in, though. And we get the Senna instead. This right now, to me, is just one of the best picks because it is actually so flexible. You can play Senna AD or support currently. You can have the farm Kench, which what I think Cloud9 will go for because, again, spying on Zven and Champs Q, he has had a bunch of farm Kench games where he pairs it with the Senna, so no surprise there.
Yeah, Senna really has been, to me, the premier support pick of the summer split. I think if you can get her, you probably want her. I think she has actually a very large roster of available carries to play alongside. Tahm Kench is the popular option. That's not a problem. It's very good pairing overall. And so, yeah, he's got the practice. Like, this is the meta bot lane, IMO.
One of the spicy things he added to it in one of the Champs Q games, though, he took Ghost on Tahm Kench, and he literally was just running people down, actually getting a ton of kills in the mid game. Meanwhile, Dignitas now, their turn. The Nami that we talked about is picked up, of course, and then you want to get a mid laner because Corki already banned out, and you don't want to go through second ban phase versus Jensen.
Yeah.
You always, currently right now, need some sort of either like Yone type champion or AP scaling control mage for the late game because the majority of games are going the distance.
Right, yeah, scaling has definitely gotten better. Early lethality in terms of actually killing the enemy champion has gone down a bit. It's actually part of the reason Senna got good. Obviously, Infinite Scaler really likes to not get bursted out at level 3, and the durability update definitely helped her
would
in
love
that regard.
Thanks.
Yeah, would like not to die, so any squishy champion that can be abused in lane tended to get better. Despite that, though, Lucian Nami still a prized bot lane, even with people having more health, as Wukong comes in as a great jungler.
Okay, I expect a bunch of Jensen bans here then. And it's interesting because Jensen is one of the mid laners coming back from, well, basically his vacation where he was, like partying in Las Vegas. Doesn't have like the biggest of mid lane champs pool. He has very, very clear like top 4, like Orianna, Syndra, these types of champions, LeBlanc, that you can target with him. But they're actually not even going to do it. They're focusing on top lane, even without Cloud9 picking up their mid laner and opting to get that Wukong and get that jungle position locked down for themselves.
Yeah.
I think this is very beneficial because, now they get to throw 2 bans here towards River, who is, to me, always the biggest talking point for Dig. River, to me, is the biggest star on this team. He is an absolute monster, so they target him, taking out the Udyr that is coming back with the buff to tank Mythics, an extra 100 HP on that Turbo Chem tank.
Yeah.
Has really brought forward a lot of those champs.
All right, so 1 Fiora ban, 1 Victor ban, a little bit of support there for the top laner Gamsu then. 2 Sejuanis, 1 Gangplank so far on the split.
That sounds like a poker hand.
Yeah. I got 2 Sejuanis, 1 Gangplank.
League of Legends card game coming soon.
Already is one.
Poker set.
Poker set?
Yeah.
League of Legends poker set. Yeah, it's like, hang on a second, I've played this one.
You cast, did you not cast Worlds
I cast
of that
Worlds
game?
for Legends of Runeterra, yeah. Congrats Alan ZQ for being the world champion. Outstanding player. Anyway, we're going to move on to the fact that it is going to be LeBlanc. You named it.
Yeah.
It's one of the 3 that you named, and it's going to be the lock-in. Indeed, only the Victor ban to try to remove one of the scaling options. Dignitas more worried about late-game power. Volibear going to be most likely the jungle pick. We'll see if they're going to do some kind of jungle top double flex where they can go back and forth facing the matchup.
I think it should for sure be jungle. To me, this is actually what I'm spamming right now. So since I played for so long, I don't really care what champion I play in solo queue anymore, and I just go by win rates.
Oh, great, yeah.
Guess what? Volibear, because you get an extra 100 HP on those tank mythics like we talked about, is in an extremely good spot. I would say very, very healthy for the Volibear player. It is, of course, an early game facilitator. Later in the game, you rely on either buying Zhonya's or better positioning to try and survive because you will get melted. But early game, it is still one of the powerhouse champions that can really facilitate getting some of these lanes like Lucian Nami with some Volibear presence. Should be very, very aggressive.
Kayle is a good Gangplank answer, has a very fast resetting auto attack to last hit barrels and beat him at that game. He doesn't bully her hard enough to keep her from scaling up. Not exactly the best gank assist either. Definitely a good matchup. Kayle is going to be the better scaler, and as far as good target access in team fights, as long as Azir doesn't just completely shut her out of a fight, that's going to look really good late game.
Yeah, and if we are kind of taking a step back here and now looking at the comps overall, that LeBlanc centerpiece that we mentioned for Jensen, does not have a hard counter on the enemy team. There is no Lissandra, there is no point-and-click lockdown. Maybe Volibear can like flash Q and flash on her or something, and you can chain it into Nami CC. But barring that, Jensen actually does have a lot of opportunity in this game. So would not be surprised if Blaber focused towards the mid lane early on. LeBlanc with an early lead is...
Summoner's Rift.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift. As the lady said, Dignitas and Cloud9 hoping to reverse the trend from Super Week in Week 1.
30 seconds until
Oh,
minions
sneaky.
Yeah.
This LeBlanc we've been talking about, distortion over the back. Can he wrap around all the way behind blue? Doesn't look like it. Just get the deep ward on red.
Yeah, the ward is pretty much the goal. At that point, you got no CC. You've already used distortion, so cool. You don't know that we know you start red, but maybe they'll figure it out.
As far as that LeBlanc goes, too, Jensen, as I mentioned, one of his top champions, currently 77% win rate over his entire career in professional play on LeBlanc. Very impressive. 34-10. See if he can do it this time around. Has taken the teleports, all 4 solo laners with the teleports to get back to lane as well. This is one of the things, you know, a lot of them going back towards teleports since, again, durability patch means less lethality early on, giving you another way to get back to lane and continue having options for playing side lanes later on in the game.
Unsurprising to see that it is indeed a Doran's shield for Tahm Kench. Berserker is going to be quote-unquote support there on the Senna, as she is. And we got a quick trade on a Biofrost. Nami, of course, very solid early training. If you can ever get to the point where you only get autoed once or queued once, you can see like the wispy stuff on her. That means you've denied the soul so far, and your trade's going to look a bit better. And
I do want to point out, there are still rune choices that can add spice to this. If you're looking at a more defensive range lane for Lucian Nami, we'll see a lot of Guardian, but the Electrocute is so much damage for the burst combo of Lucian Nami. This is what I think of the quintessential Lucian Nami lane that wants to just annihilate you instantly. You get every little bit of extra damage that you can possibly get. So Biofrost with the Electrocute this time around, when you are a double range versus range melee setup here, you really want to keep up the offensive prowess of this lane. And as we talked about, the Volibear is going to head down, clearing from blue quadrant down to red quadrant towards that Lucian Nami lane. You want to support it. You want it to get as much leverage early in the game as you possibly can so they can snowball.
Yeah. One thing we saw a lot of from Week 1 actually was junglers pathing at least a little bit towards bot side and just stacking dragons. And we were actually seeing like 6-minute dragon 1, 11-minute dragon 2, and it was like, oh, you're on a 22-minute Dragon Soul. They have to answer you fast, and Kayle is not ready to answer you at 22 minutes on Dragon Soul. And so if the Dignitas actually play the Dragon stacking that we saw in Week 1 and seemed very effective in pushing the tempo, I want to see River down there in 3 minutes.
Yeah. Fudge, ding, ding, there's level 3. Everybody in chat, I can see it now. I can, in my mind's eye, everybody always trying to count down the doomsday level ascension of Kayle.
Right.
Gonna still be a while before there's any sort of threat, as you mentioned. Won't be ready to answer a lot of these fights until you get those extra levels in. But bottom side, Scuttle Crab and the deep, kind of invade we saw there. No wards left behind in the blue quadrant of the jungle, but Scuttle Crab and complete river vision secured.
Pretty solid double right there. W gets blocked by the minions, so no extra bonus damage. They'll still get passive from the Nami heal. That is one thing that Area gives you, by the way, is since your E will give a shield, you can actually, I believe, get more of the Lucian pass stacks that way. Bit of a trade in the mid lane. The shield comes in, blue wants to get a bit of damage. Keep in mind, casting E gives a shield, landing E deals damage. So, take that in the trade if he's going to all-in you like that. Ignite on a Berserker, he will live. The Root's going to land on a 1. He should be fine for now, though, as Zven gets to land a Q, but takes a lot on the way out. He will regen it, but pretty heavy trade, seems to slightly favor Dignitas.
Yeah, and then you just put to the test the regeneration of this lane. Senna heals come through, great health regeneration for Zven. They're playing the wear and tear game. They've still got biscuits in inventory, so you constantly see this management of your health bar because you want to keep it in the middle here for efficiency, but not get within burst range of the Lucian Nami. And they're doing just that. Again, like I've been saying here for Zven, he is a new convert as a support and has put a lot of time on this particular support, so we'll see if he can start getting some of those early kills. He has actually done that quite a lot in the Champs Q games. Blaber now, after the full clear has been finished, starting to retake some of this vision around bottom lane.
Yeah, one interesting thing actually for Zven here is the fact that he is farming, so it's like he never left. He's like, look, I'm up CS on my lane opponent. What else is new?
You're playing him. Well, what's new is you're playing Tahm Kench.
I know, of course.
You're a frog or a catfish.
Catfish.
The more particular people will want to bring up.
Yeah, but I do want to point out, Zven is literally up CS against Lucian Nami. Like, the man's pretty freaking good at League of Legends. On a melee champion. Like, that's impressive. That's well done. They got the lane push right now. We'll see how much it equalizes, but at the end of the day, right, like, Lucian Nami aren't winning this lane.
Phreak, he brings those AD carry last hitting abilities to the support role here. Honestly, we've actually had so many in North America, especially role swaps from AD carry to support and been successful. Core JJ, of course, but also like Aframu, started out as an AD carry as well. And it's definitely been one of the roles that we have had most people transfer into.
And Zven's going to face Huhi later on this week. I believe it's tomorrow, and that's going to be...
Then we just talk about the roaming skills of his Aurelion Soul that he brought from mid lane to support.
But at least another convert to support, right? Who's like been successful. So it's kind of cool to see that, support is so easy. You just roll swap and you're one of the top 4 in the league. It's great. So, a little shade thrown into my lane partners. Leo going to keep the lane pressure going on to the bottom lane. Could not quite get all the way to Noon Quiver first item.
We get some action, Phreak.
River, Berserker.
Fighter. Oh.
Yeah, to be fair, you would just give away. So, for what it's worth, though, that is objectively correct because you just give Berserker a soul and he walks away from you and you're like, oh, that was nice.
Right.
And,
but you know who doesn't want to see a little Volibear, scare tactics coming out of the brush? Surprise.
Yeah.
Dragon will be picked up by them, though, of course. As a jungler, you also just never want to give away your position, even if it wasn't a champion that can stack off you and get a soul and actually get value from seeing you, like Senna or Kayle is another case like that where you wouldn't want to show. But
Chain again wants to chain in. Good sidestep by Jensen again. Basically dodges 80 damage but not getting hit by the E. So well done there. Lands the trade. Blue does his best to hit back as we still have a small CS lead to Jensen. We did see that 630 first dragon. So like clockwork, yes, you got the bot lane pressure for the most part. Your jungle comes down. You claim it uncontested. Keep on moving.
Yeah. With the early games going as they kind of have trended towards, especially when you have set up like this with multiple scaling outs for both teams. Neither of them feeling super pressured early on. We become accustomed to basically just setting up a table of dragon timers so we can calculate here. Early pace though for blue team. I do like it. They've got the Gangplank ultimate to lend to the bottom side in addition to Lucian Nami being highly aggressive, looking for kills.
Yeah.
River's level 6.
TP up for Azir, not for LeBlanc, so a kill would be really punishing. They don't think they have the damage or any real threat to go for tower dive. Of course, Volibear is 6, so though towers are more lethal in 12.11, they were in 12.9 pre-early update.
They're not like the 1210 though.
No, it's not.
The early days of 1210 when a tower shot would do like 400 damage to you.
Yeah. So they're again about like 5% more lethal than pre-update, but not 20% like we were before. Big damage to Gamsu, and really she hits 6 and Kayle wins the lane. As long as you don't do anything too silly, this scuttle will remain with you. But Blaber's gonna see it pretty soon. I'll look at Shelly, and there's the reset.
They're coming over. Berserker and Zven, of course, have gone for a swap with Jensen, and so that's why Volibear has to give up this Rift Herald. Cloud9 make the call here that they are going to be able to get early gold. I would love to funnel that Rift Herald into the Kayle. If this is a full recall too, you can even further optimize it and have Fudge come down and pick up the eyeball. It's very rare that you're going to have that happen, but if he's able to push this wave and they just leave the eyeball for him there, you could funnel full money into him. If the jungle picks it up as usual there, then jungle's always going to split the money from those tower plates.
Yep, Herald Charge has global range on giving it to the summoner, so that's going to guarantee at least 160.
Yep.
Well, I guess it's shared more ways, sure. But either way, he's going to be in the pot. He's going to share some of it. So Blaber at least gets to get money on Wukong as he goes towards his first item. Once it's summoned up, should be no problem in finding at least somewhere to deal damage. Bot lane turret, I believe, would have lost 2 plates, I would guess, off of how much attack damage Neo has. Right now, Senna's covering the marker, so I can't look. 2 plates gone. Okay, so if you don't get more than the turret itself, you gain 100 gold for killing Herald, and you're going to share equal turret plate gold back and forth.
Yeah. Yeah, it has to be a situation where you already kind of want to make the swap away from bottom lane, or you're thinking, hey, we're going to make a bigger play And it's actually worth it, not just the money, but to have a tower down does give you places on the map to work with. And of course, you're the team with LeBlanc. You want Jensen to be able to go around in Fog of War. Once you get to your Ludens especially, be able to burst people. River setting up for a dive though. Volibear level 6 can turn off the tower.
Yeah. 3v1, Jensen ults up right now for double distortion if he needs it, as Blue is just hard coming in the lane.
It's happening, baby.
It's going to be a dive, but the question is, can Jensen get away from it? Because here comes the move. They know there's no wards. Here we go. Jensen, not going to distortion on anything but the Raptor Pit. And at that point,
oh man, that
not
was
even
so
round
cool.
two. That,
woo! Actually, so here's what that looked like. It was Jensen being the Matador, and Volibear just runs through here, and Jensen, with the red cape, Volibear misses, distortions right back. Magic, Phreak. Magic.
Wow. It goes right back in.
We actually had the red color selected here on the poster.
Yeah, that was good. Well done.
We rarely use that one.
Yeah, but use it correctly in this case. Fudge going to burn his flash, will not be in range for a second barrel. Hits for some move speed, and there goes turret off. Ulti for a bit of safety there as well. Gonna just press every button possible. A lot of R's, and that's gonna make the Pirate pretty happy. We're gonna get the shield, but Jensen's on the way. Flash into the chain. That should be a kill. That'll hand over the assist to his top laner. Thank you very much, Fudge. 100 the gold richer, first blood for Dignitas, but turned around.
I know that feels Volibear too. He's just like, I gotta make an early play. Gamsu now, red buff burn.
Minions know the W, and Jensen gets his second. Welcome back to the summer split.
Who was talking last week about whoever makes the first move loses? Because the counter there from Dig was actually better than the first blood move from Dignitas. The counter from Cloud9 with Jensen teleporting up, double kill on the LeBlanc. Phreak, that's where they want the money early on to snowball his champion, plus the red buff. Huge stuff there for Cloud9. Here's the first look though. They know that they can get this kill onto Kayle because of the ultimate, so that's why River flashes early to get the flash out of Fudge. Turns off the turret during the duration of this Kayle ultimate. Then Gamsu also flashes to make sure they get it. And of course you do get the bonus for first blood, but as you know, Jensen comes to collect.
Yeah.
Jensen always pays his debts, and he's gonna be fully funding on next back. Some big burst damage here. So Rift Herald used on the bottom side for Cloud9 to get some of this tower damage back.
Well, they'll claim one plate, then slam the next two, but it's going to be a very healthy and durable turret now, so not much more gain. So it is going to be just the 2-plate charge. Of course, we did see Cloud9 got their first dragon during that replay as well. We got the picture, so pretty tied game state, except for the fact that there is a very small goal to Cloud9 as Jensen tries again down the mid lane. Blue, nice distortion back, hits the second half, and Jensen's totally safe.
Crowd loving the magic chips.
Yeah.
The distortions here coming out from Jensen. See if they can actually catch anybody else here. Blaber does have ult and flash, so if they got sightings of River, this would be a collapse from LeBlanc and Wukong. They would definitely be able to kill him, actually. There's no ultimate, no flash on that Volibear. River is quite lucky that he wasn't seen earlier. If there was any vision there from Cloud9 and Jensen came over from mid lane, they would have been able to trap him on those Raptors, but pushing mid wave more important to them. They didn't have any vision, so no blood.
We're waiting to see if there's any action up in the top side. Could try to stealth you. If Gamsu ever went for anything roughly melee range, even an aggressive pilot, he's going to flash for it. Actually, really goes for the play. No flash on GP means there is no way out. Hand him the kill. Blaber could have turned off our hand him the money, but it's still going to go over. 300 to the jungler, 150 to the top lane.
Thank you for the vision toggle from the observers, too. I like that. Coming in with the W flash from Blaber to make sure Gamsu will have no reaction there. They get inside and get the kill. Again, more money here for Cloud9. Things going swimmingly, Phreak. People were very critical of this team when they had only, 3 players of the intended roster. Even with those players here, also not having a lot of practice time.
Neither bot lane's doing anything in this game, by the way, Kobe. It's actually 3-on-3.
Excuse me, sir. They're damaging the towers.
Oh, boy.
Thank you. But oftentimes, it's not just how your bottom lane is performing. One of the questions people had for the Cloud9 team, even when the roster was announced, was who of the players actually has a big in-game voice? And that's something that doesn't show up, in how you're playing the lane or whatever. But Zven is a very, very seasoned player as well. So that's one thing people were creating hypotheses for. Is he going to be a big, shot caller? Is he going to add much to how they want to play their macro, their early game control?
Yeah.
Still kind of up in the air until you get those comms listen-ins.
Yeah. Little root there, okay. not much more done though. Zven's gonna keep taking farm. Turret though, very, very low plates or drops with a very squishy tower. River waiting in the wings. Right now, not willing to play too aggressively though. Neo short range can only do so much with Berserker in his face, and they will get no turret damage.
I love this point for LeBlanc. This is my favorite point in the game. You get hit level 11 when you finish your Ludens and pick up a Dark Seal.
Oh, that's a flash stun. That's Tahm Kench the target, which means he cannot save someone else. Zven, very tanky, staying alive for now, 100 HP. Flashes, Ignite is on. How many ticks are left? Not enough. Neo gonna be knocked into the air, chasing down. Blaber's gonna find him, and now on a Berserker. Gets chopped up. River in with the ulti. Gets one, looks for two, but it's a really big shield. Do they have enough damage in time? They can turn back with the turret if they wanted to. The minions are there. Gonna dive in for more. Blue shows up, but it's gonna be knocked down by River. Turret's gonna fall likely as well. Blaber left alone, easy auto. Make sure he's not in range yet of Blue, and now with the clone, they know where he is. They see him through the stealth. Biofrost low, jumps on, Blaber takes him down. Rest of the damage should be there, and indeed it will happen. 5-4 scoreline, and here comes Jensen. The clock is ticking. Big Benson here to knock you down. Is it gonna be enough? He's on a ward, gonna find a bit of damage. There's a stun, he's gotta be careful, jumps back over, finds a blast plant. Doesn't even need it, gets away.
Yes, my job here is done. Oh, wait, you didn't do anything. We were trying to set up the LeBlanc Phreak. I was trying to hype him up, and he doesn't come down for the roam. Dignitas commit to it, though, and they get so much out of it. Turret killed. So Dig, swing right back into this game. They definitely needed that big play to put a stop to this Cloud9 momentum that was building. And Jensen just pushed in a wave mid and then kind of disappeared from the map. So Cloud9, Fudge will be able to pick up Rift Herald. It's second Rift Herald on top side, so does have diminished value there. Don't get any instant gold. Still gives you some pushing power though.
Yeah, it does more damage than the first, but you're right, you get no guaranteed plates. So see if that turns into anything useful as the Azir turret falls. Don't need too many fancy graphics. FTX gold difference about 800. Still a very close game. Dragon coming up in 12 seconds, and I want to see who can get it.
I'd also say it's not that great to have the kill money go onto the Volibear. River does have a stopwatch though, so you can expect a big play pretty soon. With the stopwatch, you get to be so proactive. Cloud9 will pick up the Dragon though. It looks like a Digger pushing mid instead before they sweep over. Oh, 3K health. Maybe they can't even burn it. Blaber trying to burn it.
River has ulti, has smite, can walk in. Will he get it? It's going to be the turn back for the battle right now. No smite actually up on Blaber. He can't go for the play. He actually smited a scuttle earlier. Typical Blaber behavior. Has to turn away. Ignite is on now. Gets chomped up by Zven. He's going to be fine. But now they might get it anyway. They're going to burn it down. Yes, indeed, claimed. And there we go. Jensen finds his kill in the bottom river. The dragon has been slain.
Phreak, that is always a big double take move for me. When you look back over, like, wait, what? He doesn't have smite? They're literally trying to burn down a dragon with all of Dig right next to them. And they still get it. Cloud9 able to pull out a heist of their own, pick up the dragon. Does cost them mid push afterwards on the reset though.
Yeah, second dragon for either team, not terribly important, but yeah, mid pressure pretty nice here. So Dignitas get 500 gold back in their pockets, keep the game relatively close. We are on the way towards Void Staff, though, for Jensen, so he will soon be doing near true damage to many of his targets.
I've got a question for you, okay? Because I've been in that scenario a lot as well, where all of a sudden you're on an important objective, and you're like, oh no, I don't have smite. And if I tell my team, hey, I don't have smite,
I ping that.
Yeah, but does that absolve myself of all of the guilt of not having smite because I smited something else in the first place?
Hey,
it's their fault then.
It's their fault. Look, if you smite the mid laner and you're just like, I killed Azir, like, what's my red smites for?
I told them I don't have smite.
Yeah,
so.
if you walk over, I sping it and it's like 37 seconds, and it's like, y'all can peel off if you want. You know what I know, which is I'm not winning this fight. And if it goes, like, I told you so.
This is the world that we're living in now.
Yeah. I'm glad you can ping summoners, though. It absolves you of so much blame.
Yeah, at least you get to say I told you so afterwards, even if people don't read them.
Yeah.
All right, well, it's going to be Dignitas trying to move in and get some deeper vision here towards this mid game. This is really where it kind of stalls out because the safety of some of these outer towers starting to drop. And so now you see just catching these waves towards secondary turrets, causing Cloud9 to have these shorter distance rotations between mid and bottom, and then Dignitas trying to take over control of their jungle resources and increase their lead that way.
Here we go. Jungle matters. Mid lane will not quite get out of the charge, but close to it. So a swift breeze will be enough. Fudge level 12 has actually not managed to sit side lanes forever and gain tons of XP. Jensen's actually ahead of him in experience. So Fudge grouped a little early. Level 11 kills fine. She's a real champion, I would say. So They do get mid turret with the push. Jensen waiting in the brush for anything spicy. Nicely done. You can time the auto to hit the eye during the charge. Well done by River. It does require an auto attack. Spells won't do it. So that's actually a very tight timing that he hits.
Or a Volibear W, which counts as an auto.
Counts as an auto, you're right. Yeah?
Lawyered.
No, you're totally right.
A spell will do it.
That is a spell. I call them abilities.
Okay, fair enough.
LeBlanc Q is a spell. She's a magician. Or, never mind, we're gonna move forward. We got this one. Here we go.
Look,
you ready?
Timing, baby. Slow-mo. Shelly's going for it. She's gonna get it. Oh, yoink.
It was W.
It was the W, baby. Because W's it. Okay, never mind.
It was a W. He got the kill. Yeah, it's a fat dub. Biofrost looking for his first on the split, though. River on the way forward. That will be a stun. Ooh, aims the slow really well, forcing the flash out of Jensen. Oh, it's going to land. Senna for the shield. Not going to be in time. Kill comes over, 3 assists across the squad. Neo on the board with his first.
It's so fun to watch Volibear aggressive plays. They're so visceral. You know, this giant bear jumping on top of you, ripping them to pieces, and Jensen is no more. People definitely had some questions, you know, as far as him coming back. I was super hyped and hoping to see some Jensen of old, some classic Jensen carry games. Cloud9 definitely going to need it this time around. Very close in gold, slight lead on the Dragons here. See if they can actually start to make some of those surprise plays. They do have a lot of vision coverage here for Cloud9, a lot of red.
It's true, but will it be enough to secure an objective? Third dragon for C9 if they get it in 1:12. They've actually put some pressure on as they would move towards Ocean Soul. Otherwise, Baron, of course, a possibility. Got their own blue ward there. Blue himself not going to spot and kill it.
Definitely one of my favorite things, too, as a jungler is having you know, a side benefit of Senna on your team is they often will do the Umbral Glaive rush, and so you do get that benefit of the vision control and more sweeping effects, so you do have more, you know, routes to try and pull off ganks from and stuff, and you can do a lot more aggressive vision-starving plays. And now you see Cloud9 trying to utilize it. Because the Umbral Glaive hasn't procced, they know they have not been seen heading into this red jungle, setting up for the dragon. Full Supreme coverage here. All control wards and sweep from Cloud9 around the dragon, prepping for this Ocean Drake in 25 seconds.
Yeah, it is nice, you know, when you have that many just garish red wards, it just spells out Supreme. It's great.
I like it. I like it. Supreme's kind of old now. It's all about Balenciaga.
Oh, yeah, no.
Everybody's moved on.
Okay, I wasn't even on the Supreme thing in the first place, so.
True,
even affects me. Oh, Fudge on a ward, on several actually. And they're like, yes, we see you taking our Raptors. That's yours. You deserve that.
Okay, here we come. Teleport's arriving. Everybody's showing up to the big party.
Yeah, we got 5,000 health left on the Ocean Drake, and it's got to be Dignitas able to walk in. River not the best engaged. Blaber on the flank. They're going to try to get away. Great shuffle. That was perfect. That pushes away the Kayle nuke, and now, oh man, Blue is in towards Fudge. 500 health. Not a lot of escape tools left as well. 2K going to be claimed. Neo gets it again. The quick chop. Tahm Kench saves one. A flash of safety, Zven. Everyone's going to be alive for now. Really, really dangerous here, but no one dies except that poor dragon, which Dignitas claims. River will have smite soon, and that means they can look for Baron, and they can force Cloud9 to fight without any of their important ultimates.
Yes, sir. Right over to it here for Dignitas. They're going to start burning through. As you said, Fudge does have teleport, so he can teleport up, and they can contest from the side of Cloud9. If you trap him inside the Baron pit, maybe they can find an angle.
They're going to try a little bit of move speed from Berserker, hitting the Shroud. They're going to get the team in. Jensen take a bit of poke, but he's going to be fine, and ultimately, they don't believe they can sit around in this pit. As everyone comes down, the TP was burned. That was the price of that Baron setup.
Exactly. That's what Dignitas is trying to force out of them now. Kayle going to have a more difficult time split pushing and farming that experience. Phreak, 2 more levels until the dreaded 16 Kayle. So Cloud9 on pace, even though they do lose this dragon. Nice Chad play here from River to jump right in, and I believe a culling bullet was the last little bit of damage to get it. But here's the initial engage. That Senna snare gets 3 of them, and it's only due to Blue, as you said, sweeping back the Wukong. So Blaber doesn't get Wukong ultimate off, doesn't get Kayle damage ult off. Blue does so much defense there for the team, but then culling plus River jumping in, they get the dragon. Tahm Kench ult is able to save Cloud9 from any tragedies there, and nobody does go down, but they did lose the dragon, and so we are very far from a dragon stall. This is the case where nobody's really playing off that one to end the game, and Baron is going to be the site where we win or lose.
Yeah, and hey, at least in recent years, the Dignitas Baron has been more of a positive than a negative, so good to see that trend reversed. Yeah, because when Jensen first joined the league, Dignitas was synonymous with, yeah, we lost the game. You're right. That was silly.
Good old Skara and the boys.
Good old Skara and the boys. One day I'll learn shot calling, but right now, got the wards going down. I mean, if you have bad Baron setups, what is that but bad shot calling,
If you've watched Players, there's a line in Players
That's true.
directly related to said celebrity. Meanwhile, Fudge, 15, baby. We're one away. He just needs to keep split pushing. 2-level lead over Gamsu right now as well in the side lane. Doesn't even need the 16.
Nope, no. This matchup is almost unplayable from 6 onwards. Like, you can try with gank setup, sure, but you take an L for about 5 minutes, and you're like, you can't barrel me anymore. It's pretty free. So yeah, Fudge gonna feel good for a while. Up 50 CS there, of course, as well, and we just keep ticking down until it's a big power spike. Basically, permanently exalted means always has move speed for enemy champions, always has massive bonus attack speed. That's going to always feel quite good. The true damage part, that's been gone for a while, but yes, still a very scary spike. Only towards Void third, which, you know, is going to be a bit burstier, but partial to things like Rileys, where you can just kind of keep them in the same spot for a while. Not a huge deal regardless, but they do want to make sure they can cut through the front line. And looking now a little bit more here. River wants to jump in, finds his stun. They're going to get a bit of damage towards Zven. We'll get the shield, stays alive for now. Volibear still over the top. They're going to try to burn through both health bars, and they do, and going in for a bit more now. Blaber doesn't have a good way out. River pretty tanky. Gets the shield again, sidesteps, and a double kill comes through for Gamsu, and that should be the freest Baron setup.
Load up the Dignitas party bus. Jensen going to try and poke around on the outside, but Blue's not having any of it. Chases him off here. Going to pop the blast cone as well, so no one else can get in. There's no smite for Cloud9, so it would have to be a miracle for them to steal this. Where's the magic now?
They're gonna try. Jensen, can you get the spells? Getting poked out by Blue, gets the passive popped as well. Be careful, buddy. The clone is gone, dives him with Kayle ult. Is it gonna be enough damage delivered? A shuffle back for Blue. They're gonna stay up there and take the fight. Berserker's down. A triple kill for Blue. Even the Baron belongs to Dignitas on the way to Biofrost. 200th LCS victory.
Dignitas are back, baby, and Blue is just stuffing this whole Cloud9 team. The control out of this Azir. Phreak has won them back-to-back-to-back team fights. River with the engage, culling again from Neo behind him, gets a bunch of damage right up front, and then after the Tahm Kench ult is used, they chase forward. River gets the Volibear ult over the top. They pick up Blaber as well, and they know with the jungle kill on top of that, it's going to be very easy to force Cloud9's hand. They're just hoping for a miracle here from Cloud9's side. Jensen goes in. They didn't have perfect vision on the health, so it's a little bit early, but Blue was waiting for it. The Azir sweeps in right after he takes the distortion back. They get the triple. Oh my goodness. It's going to be Dignitas inside that Cloud9 base very quickly.
There goes another turret. So gold lead definitely resoundingly in Dignitas' favor right now. Red Bull Baron power play looking pretty solid here with a 4,000 gold lead. The 5th dragon of the game spawns should be pretty easy to claim with all the map control they've earned off of that Baron play and off the team fight that they won.
Yeah.
Blue shoves in. Doesn't even have to think about what damage Jensen deals. 10 stacks on Dark Seal, and looking now at the inhibitor turret itself. Not too far away. Here comes the first dive. A shovel back again brings him to safety. That engage is not good enough. Not yet turning out the tower as River's ulti is down. It doesn't get much done with it, so still some wave clear. Gamsu walks in, walks out. River a little bit low, has some shielding, has some healing. Turret getting lower and lower. Zven's forced to flash to safety. There goes the tower. Now the inhibitor is going to be claimed. You got to walk away from that one, Cloud9. They can't go for much more here, but actually, they want to play now. They think health bars are low enough that a TP play might just work. Jensen's in, gets marked, slowed down as the Cyrildos applies the slow, gets rid of the teleport move speed. Jensen again delivers Kayle damage, but it's not going to be enough. They may have practiced the combo. The combo might get them kill 1 and 2, actually. They're going to leave River out to dry. Then it's going to be a riverbed, and they're going to pick up the pebbles now. 3 versus 5. Nearly enough damage, but not going to find that kill, and turns out Dignitas greeting for the inhibitor means they will drop that dragon when it could have been theirs.
And it's against a team that has Kayle, Phreak. How many times you have to really, really highlight playing safe versus a team that has big comeback mechanics? Kayle, level 16 now for Fudge, looking for some more money, trying to find Neo. Find some little Kruggies.
Yep, flash! That's why I like Rileys. It's low.
Got like 12 gold off those Kruggies.
Hey, it's 6 gold each. It's like 18. Huge.
I don't think he got all of them, though.
Oh, I think I got Okay.
Nice dragon pickup, though.
Was.
That's number
Nice
3.
try.
Dragon Soul points for Cloud9 now. And the question now becomes, can you buy space for Fudge to actually freely auto? Because as much legends have been told about the level 16 Kayle, you actually have to be able to auto here. And so many times, Blue is sweeping through the Cloud9 team, and there's no space, there's no peel for this Kayle. And you have to worry about the Gangplank barrels as well. But this initiation, there it is once again. The sweep from Azir counters the engage from Cloud9. Even though River jumps in there with the Volibear ult a little bit early, they're still able to back off from the turret, then re-engage, take it down, take down the inhibitor before Cloud9 go for the big play. But then Jensen, again, with the Kayle ult on top of his head, double distortion, big chunk of damage onto Blue and Gamsu. And even though Gamsu didn't die instantly, the Zhonya's meant that he could not run away with the rest of the team, so they get him down. Zhonya's from Volibear as well, means the same fate for him.
Yeah, no lockdown, of course, the shield as well. Can't even hit him back, so a good Kayle damage delivery system. Those offensive ultis are a very strong use of that button. We're going to see just Cloud9 chilling for a little bit longer there. Wants the souls onto Senna, sure. Let me see if we're going to wait 3.5 minutes for that Dragon Soul, or just 2 for the Baron. Dignitas try to siege in the top side. Gold lead still there, it's about 3,000. Yeah, Jensen indeed spotted, sweeps it, gets rid of it. Thank you very much for the 30 gold. Presses towards his next item, which hopes to be Death Cap.
And he has Zombie Ward. Interesting. All right, gonna, again, look for another angle here. Constantly flanking. Either Blaber or Jensen are good Kayle targets. Jensen generally going to be the squishier and focused by Dig, though, so...
You can barrel chain him.
He's been the choice.
Think about sweep for the wall, even bubbles both of them, knows it. It's like, yeah, bud. Yeah. Power of sweepers. See champs, they don't see you. Or better than wards in some cases. Still trying to defend the top lane turret right there. 3 minutes till Drake. 120 on Baron. Dignitas, of course, they have the Nami for healing. And they've got Azir for decent siege. As soon as that turret falls, they can summon the Azir turret and have a nice bastion of safety for inhib.
Those double stack super minions built up on top on the bottom side while this delay from Dig. And so Fudge gonna have to go answer then. Decent damage dealt to that Nexus turret before he got there, though. That one's gonna leave a mark.
Yeah, Nexus turrets do not regen past every sort of third of health, so the max health will be 33% from now on in this game. Though it slightly regens up until that point. Gonna be finding top tier 2. Can they get the Azir summon in time because Blaber wants to flank. He is known. They have a control with what's going on. They need that turret. That will make the fight very hard to win for Cloud9 as long as they can live a little bit. It's gonna deal extra damage, a 6th member, so to speak, because there are some souls for Berserker. Zven's still trying for something.
And Dig just want to buy time. Again, look at those super minions. They're going back to finish their job. The Nexus turret under attack. One more wave. Fudge just got to go save it. And Dig are going to get inside.
Yeah, that might be the inhib turret itself. They need the wave still. They got to wait about 5 seconds till it happens, but you can see Cloud9 shove up mid. They know where Fudge is. Baron in 15, and Dignitas say, no, we'd rather play for ward control around the Baron pit. Be careful because Cloud9 are aware. TP is up for Fudge. They're going to meet right here. They know something's up. Is it going to matter? Blaber in the front line. Ults onto all 4. One's double coming in. Finally get a little bit of something, but here comes the dive in for Tahm Kench. So I'm going to do some damage. Stopwatch burn for a second as the turret falls to the top side. River is low. Ults to safety. You never want to see that. Blaber's in for blood, and he finds some. It's going to be blood in the water. They're looking for 1. They're looking for 2. Nice bubble buys some time. They're going to go for a bit more. They're going to get the chomp. Azir will be digested. Chomps him up. Blaber dives in for a bit more. Gamsu is low. Barrels will land for some damage, but the shutdown comes through for Fudge. River's got to hide away. Now this is going to be a death. He's going to drop. Now shield for a moment. Jensen, does he have it? With the heal, he's going to be okay. Maybe not.
He's not done yet. All right, Cloud9, are they going to try and push all the way to Nexus turrets? I think they need to Baron instead. Just probably take a little bit of towers and then go back for the Baron before Dignitas revive. Death timer's already coming up pretty quickly here. They're going to opt for an inhibitor push.
10 on Lucian, 20 on Azir, 23 on Gangplank. They're posturing for Nexus in a 5 versus 2. Azir still 15 seconds away. They're going to have Lucian. Will it be enough to the front line just evaporating? River dies right away. Still a 5v2. Zven pretty tanky. Second turret falls.
Oh, they did
Cloud9 look for their first win of the split, and they're going to get it. The new roster, and a Slobberknocker is undefeated.
They're not messing around, no hesitation there. Push straight through to the Nexus. Cloud9 get their first win of summer. The full intended roster is here, Phreak, and the full intended outcome to their games is also
the outcome
here.
As intended. This was a rocky road for sure. Either team had claim to that Nexus. In the end, it was Cloud9. Dignitas just slightly overplayed their hand playing for bot lane inhibitor. They got the inhib to have. Good job, Zven. Happy to have him back here in the LCS. Yeah, come on, dude, come on.
Good hustle, good hustle.
You got to bow in front of the audience.
Oh my God.
Of course, Fudge at home.
Look at the height difference on that, baby. It's actually funny. It reminds me of the meme of Zven versus Jensen. When when he bowed to him on stage. And now they're standing next to each other, reunited on the same team. Cloud9, though, of course, Phreak, they have a lot to iron out still with this team. But again, as kind of said and illustrated here for the Cloud9 members, starting to rack up the wins now is important because they're aiming for these top spots towards the end of summer. And starting out Super Week 0-3, definitely going to put themselves in a hole. Fortunate for them, though, they also had strong strength of schedule in Super Week. So some difficult opponents. But it's all about this play right here. The party bus takes a left turn towards the red quadrant of Cloud9's jungle, and they get annihilated. Blaber, he did not hesitate. He saw them and immediately goes for the engage. You got that huge Wukong opening. He singles out Neo. You see him on the top side. W's over the back of Baron Pit. He goes to finish off Neo, while Fudge is just making everyone else run from the level 16 Kayle on the other side. And Cloud9, off of this single play, win the entire game. Was curious if they were actually going to pull off and go for Baron with the kind of early death timer there on Lucian, but they run it right through. Teleport enables them to get right back in. They burn through 4 towers, the inhibitor and the Nexus.
And good idea, right? To realize they had the time. They looked at the time. It's like, yeah, Lucian's coming up, but we're going to be in the inhibitors already. So
I love those confident calls when you get them right. You look like a genius. Like, I knew it all along. But if you make a blunder, kind of like we saw on the top side, and then all of a sudden, ooh, a team with Kayle, you know, you stayed around too long. They get a comeback. They get a dragon as well.
Yeah.
Those sorts of things, bouncing right back. That's what makes the difference between the best and the
merely good.
The meager.
The meager. Wow. Okay, that's harsh. Well, we'll see if Biofrost says 200 to win tomorrow. We are stepping away on the other side, though.